Hey, welcome. I'm Aaron. This is the 10-minute power hour. This is like the cross-Atlantic. Is that the ocean between England and US Atlantic? This is the cross-Atlantic version. Things are often lost in translation. You know, the in-betweeners, the American one's not as good. Did you just zoom into my feed? Do you like that? Oh, it's so hot today. They had to make long sleeves, didn't they? It'll be funny, it'll be a joke. You'll just die of sweat. So instead of Tucker, we got Whitney. Mabuhay. I'm not gonna throw this one though. This one's valuable. So I'm just gonna put this back over here. I get excited. I like to do that. Is it out of shot on that one? Right, well, this is probably the last unboxing video we'll ever do. We've pretty much done everything that everybody wanted to see. So, I mean, there's only like a couple things left. There's what, like Draco Rex, and I think that's it. So, can you imagine if that was it? And I never did the Indominus Rex. Oh! Who would dye their hair blonde with a little streak, eh? Who would do that? You did that, Whitney. It's like, no word. Okay, fine. Here we go. Are you ready? The moment you have all been waiting for. The Indominus Rex. I don't know why you want to see it again. Really? I mean, we've kind of already done it, but... Does it even come with batteries? It doesn't do them. Oh, who would have thought after 4 years that it would have run out of battery? April Fools! I'm not actually going to be unboxing this one, but I had to quickly go into my garage and crawl onto my Jeep and scale it almost life and limb. Threatened life and limb. Whitney wasn't there. If I died, Whitney would have just been happily eating pizza in the kitchen. And I would have died. My own fault. I probably should have said I was scaling. Anyway, that's beside the point. I got this guy back from the garage, in mint pristine condition. Whitney, can you keep up? Time challenge. Can you do it? You're really not even trying, are you? Oh, batteries required. Oh, after a while, did they not put batteries in them? I did not know that. This must be one of the last ones. Here, one of the later ones. Anyway, here is the other one. And oh wow, that's a lot bigger, isn't it? Wow, the Mattel one just makes it look like it's some sort of cheapy version, doesn't it? This looks like a little Chinese knockoff or something. Version of the original.
Now put your face between them and look sharp.
Oh! Can this turn into a 10-minute power thumbnail? You think they'll even watch it? Even if they did watch it, there's no jokes to be found here. Oh wow, he's copying what we did! And it's not funny. We need the Ali A face from back in the Pokemon Go days. Because constantly constipated, I think was his problem. How about we do a little comparison before we take this little bugger out of his box? They've both gone for this aesthetic of the open box. I've never really been too much of a fan of the open box. It's just a means to an end. It is there. Well, there we go. There you can probably hear me better. This is clearer. This is not so much. Did the computer just die? Did you check the computer to make sure it just didn't die? Don't click anything! Let me start with the packaging. They're okay, I think. Really. It's alright. I mean, the models are, of course, far superior than Mattel's. We'll go on the back of the boxes. And this is where you can see some big changes, some big differences. I say big difference. It's kind of similar. You've got the dinosaur shown in a sort of Photoshop version of itself. Some action features highlighted. And I don't know why they did that. I don't know. Maybe it's a tradition thing. I don't know whether it's somebody at Universal, maybe Colin Trevorrow, whatever you want to call him. But they were like, you know what? Let's make Indominus red. And I don't know if it had anything to do with Claire throwing the flare off Indominus Rex, and that is sort of symbolizing, oh, it's red, therefore the T-Rex can now attack it, or something like that. But they decided to do it. And this isn't, it's just Dino Rivals. This isn't part of the Legacy set. And I think that whole Legacy has been scrapped, I think. I'm not too sure, 100% sure, because this should be a Legacy. You had Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3, Indominus from Jurassic World. It's not from Fallen Kingdom, even though you got the... Oh no, it is just... I don't know what they're doing, but I will say there's a really nice little render of the Indominus Rex there. I don't know if that's on any of the other dinosaur rivals. I'll have a quick check because I do have. No, it's not even. There you go. Look, compare. Can you get a good like visual there of the? There you got the Triceratops. So just for this box to make it extra special, they decided to put the Indominus Rex, I don't know, render. I think it might be from actually the movie. Sort of recreating the scene when the Indominus roars and the T-Rex roars and then it's like BAM! And they do the big clash. So that's pretty cool. So we can test out some of the features inside the box. We'll put you away. The only thing this does have on it is that it's rubber. I mean, I guess. It's got a rubber neck and that's about it. But we'll put you over there aside for while we look at the big boy. I was going to say, did I buy a Spanish version of it? Donde estaba Indominus Rexo? Is that?
What do you say?
Donde estaba? Anyway, so let's click the button. And you get a cool feature. He does a grippy grips. So that's really cool. And I mean, you would think that would be the bite feature, but it's not. The bite feature is here. Oh, it's so good. I would love to compare it to that one, but I can't because it doesn't have batteries. I really thought it would have had them. But the action feature is just so slick. Look at, I mean, if you get a close up of the head, just watch this. That's so good. I mean, they really captured the whole almost snake-like dislocated jaw that the Indominus Rex has in the movie. And I can really see now why you guys wanted me to unbox this one and showcase it to you. It's not that old, actually. It didn't come out too long ago. I guess there's only one thing left to do, other than take it out of the box. I'll just have a quick look if Winnie can get a close-up of these features, and I'll read them out. Actually, it's doing a classic Hasbro job there. Every language under the sun, one word. So you got slash, roar, and then devour. I mean, pretty simple. Makes it look way more complicated, but it's just one word. I love that. That's so good. That's awesome. Okay, let's waste no more time and get it down to the box. I don't need that. I just need scissors to cut the thingies. See? Now you're in the video. What? You're showing me up, Whitney! I condone! You just want to be part of things, don't you?
I'll go.
Don't go! Oh, that's annoying. I will need this, Whitney. Oh, we've got instructions. Won't need those. Oh, yes. Of course, he's got his little pivoty feet. And boom. Just like that. We have a standing Indominus Rex. And I'm going to put you down there. I'm so sorry. Nobody loves you anymore. And here. She is? Is it a she? Can't remember if Indominus Rex is a she. I think it's a she. You never told me it was right. So, right out the bat, beautiful resting stud position. Neutral. Is it neutral, I would say? Again, you give me a funny face, for.
You said right out the bat. It's right off the bat.
Right off the bat, then. Right off the bat. Right off the bat, it's got a lovely standing position. I got those two mixed up, obviously. My English colloquialisms aren't... My brain's not working very well today. I need more, Winnie. Pass me the water, please. Not chug it. I want some. No, Winnie. Can I have some water? Yes. That's what you did. Anyway, I can't remember what I was saying, but here she is. There's always something when it comes to these dinosaurs, and we've seen it in the Indominus Rex, we've seen it just any sort of dinosaur, usually, especially with the big ones. They're not balanced right, and they usually fall over. And to counteract this, they end up adding these pivoty feet. So you can kind of crack the ankle and then bend it this. I'm not too fussed about this. I know there's a lot of people, or a lot of collectors, or a lot of people who review them who really don't like these. And I think the reason why people don't like them. Also, ooh, scan it. There you go, Winnie. But there you go. If you want Indominus Rex in your thingy, in your app, you can scan it. So, I can't help it. I swear to God, I've got some kind of condition. You got burpitis. What they usually have wrong with them is a balance issue. To counteract it, they made the feet swivel, and I don't mind it because if you know a kid's playing with it outside on an uneven ground, so it's not on a table like this, then they could just quickly like position it, and then there you go. It's okay. That works. I think I think that's all right. The problem is that they twist and sometimes they come loose, and then I think we've seen some in the past, like with the Spinosaur, people have been able to just quickly flick the ankle. They want to put more quality when it comes to these ankle joints. Oh, yes, he says yes. But another issue, and the reason why they always fall down, is that they're always too top heavy. You can see all the weight is here, and then you've got nothing here. I mean, yeah, it's around about the same length, but this tail should be out here, I'm thinking. And I'll probably do it in post where I'll just enlarge the tail and put it a little bit longer. And I did that ages ago with something I unboxed, and I was like, that looks so much better. I think it was a Spinosaur, and I'll probably do it here. And I mean, I can see why they didn't do it, because then you'd have to clip in the tail, and that's something that this one didn't have to do. That's why the box was a lot bigger than the other one. You don't have to clip in the tail. So, how about we get into the mold? Yes. I mean, what can I say? Like, we're on another level. If you just look at the separate gum plastic in there, that's quite nice. A little definition there. Means that you won't get any weird paint slops that you normally do get with, you know, when we had the Hasbro ones, you'd get pink overlapping onto the teeth. But this, and it's really reflective actually. I quite like that. They've added some gloss over it to make the mouth look watery. The teeth themselves are very well painted. There's not, from what I can see, there isn't much overspray at all. There is not a black for the iris. It's a see-through. It's where they have not painted it, so the grey behind it is in there.
What's the difference?
Well, a black would just make it look more defined. Personally. A tiny little bit more money, but I've forgotten how much this cost, so I think it is actually quite expensive for what it is. As far as the mold goes, we can't really shake a stick at it. It is really good. There's just a few bits that it's almost like it's been molded so many times that the actual mold itself looking as good. And that's on places like the neck, you can see it. It could even just be the type of plastic used. The back's really nice. You've got different types of airbrushing grey on there. But then it's these bits here. If you can zoom in here, like go from this leg, like look at all, you can see it's all knobbly and bumpy and gross. And then when you get to this tail bit, it's smooth. It turns to this like baby smooth texture. Like I said, that could be just part of the product being molded so many times that are like, and that's what happens when you make products. You make so many models out of a certain sculpt, and then you start to not get as fine detail in them, I think. I'm almost 100% sure. And that looks like this may be suffering from that a little bit. Maybe it's all of them. But in this one, anyway, that seems to be a little bit of an issue. Anything too bad I can say about it? It is the Indominus Rex from the movie. We now need to test it on some dinosaurs. So how about a little Dilophosaurus? Does Indominus actually grab them? Oh, kind of. If they're small enough. Oh, yes! It works. That's awesome. Chug them down. Chokes them down. Now to eat. That's amazing. The fact that I picked it up from just like not even me trying to precisely get it, that's awesome. But swallowing this thing, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. He's going to drop it. How about we give it, actually. Oh, there is like a little, I mean.
Are you sure that he's supposed to swallow dinosaurs?
Well, he's supposed to put it down, but he doesn't swallow it, as you can quite.
Spoil the surprise.
No, well, yeah, that's just, so it. I've spoiled the surprise. Oh no! When a dinosaur hits that trigger, it'll set off some sort of noise. I don't know if it's a particular swallowing noise, but we can do that with the tail. There you go. Well, it makes the red go again. I don't know who. Well, Dilophosaurus it doesn't really work with, but Chris Pratt probably. She's got the iconic footstep sound. Shame, well, no, I'm kind of glad Indominus Rex doesn't have that. That'd be way too many little electronic noises. So, in comparison, yeah, they stack up really well. I think this is the Thrash and Throw version. Just imagine it a little bit grayer, because for whatever reason they decided that this color T-Rex was not good enough. And in fact, I think Universal, over the board, went in every game and changed the color of the T-Rex in it. Jurassic World Alive's T-Rex was like bright brown like this, changed. And as you can see, even in the toys, they decided to change the T-Rex too. So I don't know. So these two are to fight each other, not that you really... Oh no, I guess you could. You could roll like that. And you could bite his face and then he... Oh, that could break a nail. And then you can sort of bite. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, they work really well together. Other things? Obviously this is... You're not... So your time yet! Shut up! See, that's the problem that people are having with these, like, pivoty feet, and they get looser and looser. I'm assuming if you just keep on spinning it and spinning it, it will probably unscrew or something like that. This one, I haven't really touched it, though, if I've got to be fair. In comparison to a kid's version. A kid's version of the toy that they have and they play with, as opposed to mine, which is not even touched apart from the unboxing. Unfortunately, out of all of the big boys from the movie, it's a lot smaller. Oh god, can you stand? What is going on with your leg? What is going on? Oh my god, yeah. Spinosaur out of all of these dinosaurs has not fared well. Like, I put the tail like that, boom. Just falls. I guess that works, but after a certain point it just... They didn't make this one the best, I've got to admit. This leg doesn't have any, like, lock-in position. This one does. I can very clearly feel that lock-in position. But then he just sort of slides like... I feel like that's supposed to be the neutral position there, and then I just let it go. It kind of holds it, but I can tell after a certain period of time that foot's just going to slip forward a little bit. But anyway, in comparison to this one, Indominus Rex, actually they're about the same. The same about T-Rex. I think they've just got a certain length they adhere to. But yeah, that's probably the worst bit for the mold itself. It's just super smooth there. And of course, you've got the bloody thing that gives you nightmares on the underneath. They all have it, actually. It's just horrendous. I don't know why they decided that you couldn't just have something that looked normal. No, we'll make it look horrendous. Yes, Mattel. That's really strange that you decided to do that. So yeah, there you go. These are probably the ones that they would play with. And as you can tell, plastic quality doesn't break. Fine. Stegosaurus now. There you go. That's something that I didn't unbox in the channel officially, but I needed it for something else, so I had to unbox it. So there you go. See? Look, it's here, and it's the good one, not the bloody awful one. I don't even know if I have the bloody awful one. The one's brown, and again, who was in charge of that at Mattel? But there you go. So you can whack his face, whoosh, and then Indominus Rex can grab it. And how good's the grip? Oh. It's a shame, because the plastic's quite wobbly on the nails, the grip, you can't really get too much of it. Because the nails, they just sort of bend. It's not happening. I can't pick. I'm trying to pick up the Stegosaurus. I thought we were really cool. Look at Parasaurolophus. He's like mama. With his arms outstretched. It's this one. It's from the Lost World, the Canaline. It still makes noises. Bless it. After how many years, it still makes a pathetic... It kind of puts things in perspective. Like, this is it's a really good model and stuff, but if toy unbox channels existed back in the day, and you heard this noise come from Parasaurolophus, you would be like, that's not Parasaurolophus. Why'd you do that, Kenna? Or at least it's not... I mean, they could have got sound effects from the movie, but I don't know. Anyway... How about its best predecessor? How does it compare? Not to the bad boy, because the bad boy ended up being a bit of a joke, but to this one. Was it Hybrid Revenge or something this line was called? Action features, how does it stack up? Each one has a biting mechanic, I think. There you go, there you go. And yours? Actually, which sound effect's better? This one? Or... It's kind of close. I feel like maybe I'm leaning towards that one a little bit. I don't know. They're equally matched. As far as sculpt and model goes, I mean, this guy can barely stand. Look at it. If you look at it this way, he might go invisible. He's like super skinny. It's the thinnest in comparison. And I mean, you can see, look at the legs. I don't know whether I've just had it, and it must have bent, actually. I must have had it in, well, in a bag full of other dinosaur toys, and they squashed it. And the legs, right, this one, can you see that? It's like bending inwards. Instead of being like that, it's like, eh. So that's a bit unfortunate. He's also still got the hamster chubby cheeks that one has. And of course, the action feature doesn't work as much or as well as it used to. And like I said, last time I used this was probably, I don't know, ages ago. So to get the jaw to actually work, takes a little bit, and then we can get the chewing. Can we get the chewing? There you go. That's the best feature. Damn. It just stopped. Still really good, but I can tell just by the sounds. I can hear the whir and like wee wee. I can tell that's a very delicate mechanism inside, and that could easily break. But of course, the best feature about it, gold. He can go Super Saiyan. This Indominus Rex can go Super Saiyan. But I've got to admit, I think as far as quality and I mean sculpt, boom, that one wins. Paint job. I prefer this one. And as far as features go, a chomping jaw and spikes versus a really good that you can just sort of go over and over. And the lights move up and down. There's like a few different LEDs inside that sort of give it a little bit of animation as if it's swallowing. Oh, you can actually move them. Oh, I didn't realize. So you can even have a tighter grip. Oh, that's cool. And then you can recreate the scene of it could camouflage. That's cool. Actually, that deserves its own shout out. You stay there. Like that in itself, that you've got a mechanism that moves. And you can sort of adjust the arms. Like, look at that. You can. That's so cool. So, like maybe it's a really small thing you're trying to pick up, so you can bring in the arms a little bit and then. So if it's a little Dilophosaurus, and then you can pick it up. Or if it's a bigger creature. Oh, that's a point. Something like the Parasaurolophus now that I can do that. Is that possible? No. Still too flimsy. Never mind. So, in closing, I think this Indominus Rex kind of beats out all the other Indominus Rexes. And you knew that. You didn't need me to tell you that. You knew. You just wanted to see Beaver say it. Why not we put this T-Rex in? Bless it. Look at that. Look at that tail. And the bullet holes. Right, okay, yeah. This needs to be in here just to show how far we have came in comparison to where we are, where we were. We've got a terribly, I think you can get rid of that. That was squished in the box. This rubber, this sculpt, pretty much all of this is horrendous to look at visually and as a toy. The feet, I don't even know what's going on with the feet. It's like that. He's turned into a gun! Put him up! Bam! I mean, it doesn't, like, yeah, the joint's not so good. That's its neutral position. It's like feeding off the ground. I can't. Is it though? Hey, there you go. I mean, it has about 10 teeth. It's almost like a Frankenstein project. Somebody was in charge of the head, somebody was in charge of the feet, and somebody else was in charge of the tail. And they were like, oh, it's gonna be a rubber dinosaur? We'll give it, rubber tail then. The neck guy was like, oh, okay, he spoke to him, I'll give it a rubber neck. And the guy in the head was like, oh no, it's plastic. And he gave it, and then the feet, he was, is it a T-Rex? Or how many toes does a T-Rex have? 3? That'll do. Horrendous. Actually, I think it does have 3, but you know what I mean. Sorry for the audio quality. I'm just, after finishing recording that video, managed or thought I would, you know what, let's try and put it back in its box. And out of everything, I've honestly never put something back in the box once I've unboxed it, just because I think, oh my god, that's going to be such a hassle. But this guy, not so much actually. Really easy. All you need is just 2 bits of sellotape on either side, and everything folds up as long as you keep the things that you can lock in. you can basically just put Indominus Rex back in a box. Just the level of detail from inside the mouth. I don't know if we really got a good close-up of it. But this plastic here that you can see, the clear stuff, this is actually pink plastic. Pink clear plastic. Just to fit in with the roof of the mouth and the bottom of the mouth. I just thought that was a really cool touch. After looking this over a little bit more, I've kind of realized that the head isn't exactly like the one in the movie. And I think that's okay. Because if you look at it, especially from the front, it just has this evil look to it. It's kind of like some sort of villain. And I mean, maybe the Indominus Rex did look like that. I mean, we can kind of see a really good render. It just has this really thin lower jaw, which means, like, how can it bite anything without that snapping in half? But here, I don't know, it's the shape. I think it's the curvature of the head, which just makes it not as screen accurate, because it doesn't curve until it gets to the end almost. It's quite bulky, whereas here, they've given it an expression, and I think that's quite nice. Because this is the Thrasher T-Rex, and I didn't compare it to the Indominus Rex, but I realized that you can actually get it to stand. All you need to do is, oh god, hold on. I mean, that is usually the resting position you have for it, but if you put it normal and then pinch the legs at the very top, this is where you're going to make a fool out of me, aren't you? And there you go, you can actually make the Thrasher T-Rex stand, which is amazing. After how many years? Are we talking 20 years? This thing can still stand. And one thing that I also wanted to look at in comparison is just the level of detail on the Thrasher T-Rex in comparison to the Indominus Rex. Because the Indominus Rex has this very cartoony-esque look go to it, but when you look at this guy, this is my favorite toy. This will forever be my favorite T-Rex that has ever existed. You can see every wrinkle, every crease, like the ribs. Not only is it molded, but they've also painted on it as well. And as this thing has aged, it's actually just added to realism in a way. When you can see at the bottom all the little parts of the white that has worn away. And when something, that's the thing, this guy, this T-Rex, this Thrasher T-Rex has a sense of scale. Because when you look at it, you think it's so in detail, it looks so big. And then when you look at the Indominus Rex here, not that I'm having a dig at the Indominus Rex, because it looks gorgeous for what it is. It's absolutely wonderful. It just doesn't have that feel. I mean, you have all of the, all of the scales and stuff, but when it comes to this, I think it's just the rubber just really lends itself much better in aging. And that's something I don't think anybody's ever discussed. Because plastic doesn't, it ages, and maybe it can crack and stuff. But all that's going to happen to the head and the body is that paint's going to go on it, or it's going to crack, or it's going to wear off. Whereas when it comes to rubber, and again, I know I'm preaching about this whole rubber thing, I mean, you can get the same things happen. It can crack, it can dry out, but I mean, I played with this thing loads when I was a kid, so I mean, I'm never gonna play with this guy because I'm not a kid anymore. But this is just a testament to how rubber does, and even like the plastic on it as well. And I can touch it fairly without it breaking and falling over. But anyway, guys, I don't know. That's just a little bonus segment that I wanted to really put on there. Back to the video. It's like parents with their kid. And the kid's in one of those electric mini like cars, the RC ones. They're just like walking behind it. Is it good quality? Yes, it is really good quality. Like I said, only niggles, mold. That's pretty much it. Action features, grasping, pivoting, really good. I mean, look at that position. And the fact that it has it's got hands it's got feet like my hands. Like, that's sturdy. That's not really gonna wobble. I mean, it's fine. Oh, he nodded. He went back to neutral position. Oh, it's an earthquake. Magnitude 5. And there you go. There you go. See that? I mean, for now, it's really good. Who knows after hours and hours and hours of playtime with a kid if that'll still stand. But action features amazing. Mold amazing. Sculpt amazing. I can't fault it. It looks like the Indominus Rex from the franchise. Give me your mouth. Ah! And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like if you want to see more dinosaur toy reviews. And until next time, I'll see you later. Oh, bye-bye.